Welcome to Biology Made Easy. In today's lesson, we are comparing mitosis in humans and flowering plants. We'll look at the significance also. Mitosis is a nucleus division. You have one nucleus and it divides into two identical nuclei, resulting in two new cells. And if the original cell is 2n, has chromosome number of 2n, the final cells, each of them will have chromosome number 2n. If the chromosome number in the original cell is n, the final cells will also be n. So in mitosis, the chromosome number remains the same from the beginning to the end. Now, comparing mitosis in humans and flowering plants, humans for growth, repair of tissues, regeneration of the liver. That's when the liver has problems, part of it spoils, it can regenerate the liver. In flowering plants, you have growth, repair of tissues, indefinite growth. Notice humans have definite growth. Now, mitosis in flowering plants also enables flowering plants to produce new offspring by asexual reproduction. Good. Now, we also want to take note that the cells that divide on limited time by mitosis in human beings is called stem cells. In plants, it's called meristematic cells. If you don't know what meristematic cells and plant tissues are, please check on my lessons on plant tissues and then also primary and secondary growth in plants. Now, when stem cells or meristematic cells divide by mitosis, the original cell divides by mitosis, and then some of the cells remain stem cells or meristematic cells to keep on dividing. But then some of the cells differentiate into other cell types. In humans, we can have the cell differentiating, that is changing shape, the internal structures to look like another cell. So it differentiates, it changes. And cells that differentiate into other cells lose their ability as stem cells or meristematic cells. They lose the ability to divide. So in humans, you can have many types of cells: muscle cells, bone cells, blood cells. They are all cells that originated from the original stem cell but differentiated. Plant cells too, you have plant cells like parenchyma, sclerenchyma. They are also from the original meristematic cell that divided by mitosis but then differentiated. Now, in humans, there are about 200 different types of cells. In plants, there are 4 basic different types of cells. So if there are 200 different types of cells in humans, it means the stem cells must have a high ability to produce cells that differentiate into other types. And this ability is known as potency of stem cells. So, potency of stem cells is the extent or degree or power of stem cell to produce different type of cells. And there are 3 levels of stem cell potency. You have totipotent, pluripotent, multipotent. We'll look at it again. Well, let's use this diagram of a human being and the diagram of a plant to do some comparison. Both plants and animals, they start the same way. You have an egg and a sperm. Fertilization takes place and you have a zygote. The zygote undergoes mitotic divisions very fast. By the time the zygote is at 16 cell stage, the stem cells are totipotent, meaning at this stage, the stem cells have the power to produce cells that differentiates into all other cell types. Then by the time the embryo is formed in the womb, the stem types is pluripotent. These stem cells produce embryonic tissues and so not so potent as totipotent. But then by the time the embryo grows into a human being, the stem cells are multipotent. If you have a young child, there will be more stem cells that are producing more different cells and highly fast growth. By the time the person is an adult, there are few populations of scattered stem cells in the body, but you have more of it concentrated in places like the skin, the gut, where wear and tear goes some fast, and bone marrow, where red blood cells and white blood cells are made. In the bone marrows, you have 250 billion red blood cells and 20 billion white blood cells lost and replaced daily. And so few stem cells producing specific specialized cells, and they are known as multipotent stem cells. While in plants, you have a pollen grain and ovule. Fertilization takes place to form a zygote, just like you have in the humans. The zygote undergoes mitotic division rapidly, forms the embryo. The embryo, you have a radicle, that for embryonic root, plumule, embryonic shoot, and these are meristematic cells that go to produce the adult plant. Now, the meristematic cells, which is equivalent to stem cells in the animals, right from the embryo, are concentrated in various areas. When the meristematic cells divide by mitosis, they differentiate into four main types of cells. And the rest of the meristematic cells are concentrated in various places, like the epiphysis. You have apical meristem at the tip here, at the tip of the roots, that causes the root to grow long, that causes the shoot to grow long. Then you have meristematic tissue concentrated in axillary buds that produce new branches, flowers, stones, spines, etc. These will help the plant to go on growing indefinitely, producing new organs. This does not happen in humans where you have definite growth. You have two eyes and no more. But in plants, the meristematic cells are left at specific areas. Meristems, you also have vascular cambium, core cambium. They are all meristematic cells to increase the gift of the plant and also for support. The plant also asexual reproduction, they produce new offspring by mitosis. And plant types that produce new offspring by mitosis, you have corms, you have bulbs, you have suckers, you have stolons, you have offshoots, you have rhizomes. And all these are plant types that are able to produce new offsprings by mitosis. This does not happen in humans. The characteristic feature is that they all have axillary bars to form the new individuals. Well, this is what brings us to the end of our lesson for today. If the lessons have been useful and interesting, please give us your like and do subscribe. Thank you very much and goodbye.